of history's embrace. Captain's quarters sets the pace with Captain Mayhem at the helm. A voyage of knowledge, a story to round. Captain's quarters weekly delight, where history's treasures take flight. Led by Mayhem, Longwood, and Joe, they explore the past, row by row. Navigator Longwood charts the course, guiding listeners to knowledge.
Hi, welcome aboard. It is time for another episode of Captain's Quarters Podcast, and this one is going to be a challenging one. As you can see, I'm in a very small box, and Mr. Davey Longwood will be controlling almost every aspect of the show tonight. I have no internet, thanks to whatever the last hurricane is that went through, Milton, and I haven't had internet for 4 or 5 days, and it has really caused some issues with trying to do things. So, I see Mandy Joe is coming on board. So we're going to still try to do the show. We don't have a guest. We had not planned to have a guest, although we were hoping to get some of the Panama City Pirate Festival people to come on board and tell us how much fun they had. But a couple of them are still traveling, and a couple of them are still putting away equipment and wore out. So we'll just do the show as best we can. Hello, Mandy.
Hello.
So I will sit here inside my little teeny weeny box, and we'll see how the show goes. There's so much I can't do from my cell phone that it is driving me crazy. It's a good thing I'm going bald already, otherwise I'd probably be going bald even further. But on that note, Davey, how do we let everybody know about our show? Captain's Quarters Podcast at YouTube. Use that QR code, find out about us, like us, follow us, and subscribe to us. We love it when people are liking us, but subscribing and following is just as important. So get on board, ladies and gentlemen, and be a part of our online Captain's Quarters crew. We look forward to seeing you on many, many more shows in the future. Hopefully not all like this. 8 bells, Davey. How many do we have tonight?
6.
8 bells, sponsored by the Riker family of reenactors. Pardon me. Aye, the reenactors, the reenacting, they do Spanish, British, colonial, Ren Fair, and pirate. Had to think of it all. They are great reenactors, and we are glad to have them aboard our show. And let's see if I can read these, Davey. I am not going to be able to read those, Davey. If you and Mandy can see them better, it might be a good idea for you to read them, because I cannot see them. I'm in such a small little window on my phone and have not figured out how to make it larger.
All right. Nicholas David Pryor was an American actor. He appeared in various television series, films, and stage productions. His early film credits include the appearance in The Happy Hooker, 1975, Smile, 1975, as a nervous college professor, Samuel Graves, in the 1976 film The Gumball Rally. Pryor's most notable television role was that of A. Milton Arnold, the Chancellor of California University, in the television series Beverly Hills 90210. He was 89. Emily Drinkard, known professionally as Sissy Houston, was an American soul and gospel singer. Houston was a founding member of the R&B group The Sweet Inspirations and sang backup for artists such as Roy Hamilton, Dionne Warwick, Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, and Chaka Khan. Houston embarked on a solo career in 1970 and won 2 Grammy Awards in the traditional gospel album category. Houston was the mother of the singer and actress Whitney Houston, the aunt of singers Dionne Warwick and Dee Dee Warwick, and a cousin of opera singer Leontine Price. She was 91. Adam Abeshouse was an American recording engineer, music producer, and classical violinist trained at the Manhattan School of Music. He won 3 Grammy Awards and was nominated twice more. He was also nominated for 2 Latin Grammy Awards. Ames also founded the Classical Recording Foundation in 2002. He was 63. Ethel Kennedy was an American human rights advocate. Kennedy was the wife of U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy, a sister-in-law of U.S. President John F. Kennedy, and sixth child of George Skakel. Shortly after her husband's assassination in 1968, she founded the Robert F. Kennedy Center for Justice and Human Rights, a nonprofit charity working hard to reach his goal of just a peaceful world. In 2014, Kennedy was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama. She was 96. Jerry Covington was an American custom motorcycle builder and owner of Covington's Customs. Covington became well known in the motorcycle industry as one of the top custom builders for his clean designs and high-quality custom motorcycles, and appeared in numerous television shows, including the Discovery Channel's Bikers Build-Off series, Carlos Menicia's Mind of Menicia, and Corbin's Ride On. Induction into Sturgis Motorcycle Hall of Fame 2016, he was 69. August Pabst Jr. was an American sports car driver from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In 10 years of racing, he won 2 national championships, the 1959 USAC and the 1960 SCCA Road Racing Championships. Pabst made 1 NASCAR start at Riverside International Raceway. He was a former member of the board of directors for Road America. Pabst was inducted into the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America in 2011. He was also inducted into the Sports Cars Club of America. He was 90. All right, Captain.
Davey. Good job, Davey. As always, you are the backbone of this crew. Thank you. On that note, we take it to a lighter heart with Joke of the Week with Mini Mayhem.
Ship spells, Captain.
What's that?
Ship spells. We got to do
Oh,
ship.
I'm right. Ship
spells.
spells. I think we got shorted a bell in there somehow, but hey, it goes right hand in hand with the way this show is running already tonight. Thank you very much. I am not worried about it. Now we can go to Joke of the Week with Mini Mayhem.
Ahoy, mates! Mini Mayhem here with Joke of the Week. Sponsored by Salt City Comics. Why do pirates always win Halloween dance contests? Think about it, and I'll give you the answer at the end of the show.
Why do pirates always win Halloween dance contests? Well, I'll have to think about that one, and we'll see if it's any good at the end of the show. The reveal will be then. Quote of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is always sponsored by Spyglass Travel. You want a good walking tour of St. Augustine? Then see my friends at Spyglass Travel. Not only will you get plenty of great history, but you will also get good cardiovascular workout. What is the quote, Davey? Life always has many things to bring you down, but what can really bring you down is your attitude. Yeah, that's true. I've had to readjust my attitude several times this past 3 or 4 days because our cable provider, and notice I haven't mentioned their name yet, our cable provider is doing a very poor job of customer service right now. I understand that hurricanes and bad weather causes problems, but they have not made me feel confident in their abilities because everything, ladies and gentlemen, them over the last 5 days is automated. Everything. And they're not giving any answers whatsoever. So, thanks for quote of the week. And we go on to National Day of. How many do we have, Davey?
6.
6. Well, I think I might be able to read them. We tested this earlier. Let's see. On the second Monday in October, National Online Bank Day reminds us we don't have to take it to the bank to get it to the bank. The day celebrates the advantages offered by online banks. And as part of technology, I hate it. Next, National Annually on the second Monday in October celebrates the cultures and contributions of many Native American tribes. In other parts of the country, I can't see that one word. Indigenous Peoples Day occur on this day also. Events such as traditional dances, art displays, and ceremonies have begun to replace Columbus Day practices. I'm okay with that. That's a good idea. National Kick Butt Day. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow when I go to Xfinity and have some conversations with them about internet. National Kick Butt Day. That gives me the energy right there. Is observed annually on the second Monday in October. This is a day to give yourselves a kick in the seat of the pants. The day aims to motivate marketers, advertisers, and those in the business world to work smarter and harder toward their goal. So I'm going to go and tell Xfinity they need to be motivated to do better on their work. Next, people around the country indulge every October 14th on National Dessert Day, celebrated by way of the local bakery's grandma's house or chocolate shop. Desserts include candies, pies, ice cream, fruit, cookies, pastries, cobblers, and donuts too. And Columbus Day on the second Monday in October is observed in the United States each year. The day signifies Christopher Columbus' arrival to America in October 12, 1492. Christopher Columbus was long given credit for discovering North America. However, long before Columbus was born, Leif Erikson landed on these shores. Is that all of them? Nope. Be Bald and Free Day on October 14th celebrates the naked crown. Sometimes the day is referred to as Bald and Free Day. Bare noggins take the spotlight during this holiday. It recognizes the beauty of the naked scalp. Baldness comes in several forms too, partial or total. Sometimes the chrome dome is by choice. Others come by it naturally. That should do it now. Very good, Davey. Thank you very much. Which actually brings us to the question of the week. And since I've problems being able to some of the things for the show, Davey took the liberty to do it for us, and it's sponsored by Ancient City Sirens. You've been good dancers, and I understand they did a bang-up job at an event over this past weekend down south of us. But if you want a good set of dancers, then call Miss Gina up and be a part of whatever it is they do. And what is the question of the week? What is your favorite dessert you crave the most? Believe it or not, for me, I think most of the time it's chocolate milk and vanilla wafers. Bad for me, but yet I still do it. So, Davey, it's time for This Week in Nautical History. If you'd like, take her away. I'm good with it.
Welcome to This Week in Nautical History, sponsored by our friends at Florida Water Tours. Experience the intercoastal waterway at its finest, featuring picture-perfect attractions. We begin This Week in Nautical History in the year 1492. Christopher Columbus misses Florida when he changes course. Also in 1492, Christopher Columbus's expedition makes landfall on a Caribbean island he named San Salvador, likely Watling Island, Bahamas. The explorer believes he has reached Far East Asia. 1542, explorer Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, on a voyage for Spain, is the first European to discover Catalina Island off the coast of California. 1571, Battle of Lepanto, Holy League of Southern European nations, formed by Pope Pius V, destroy an Ottoman fleet in a significant loss off western Greece. 1625, English Admiral George Weyler's fleet sails from Plymouth to Cadiz, Spain. 1771. The Dutch merchant ship Vrouw Maria sinks near the coast of Finland. 1799. Sinking of British frigate HMS Lutine with the loss of 240 men and a cargo worth £1,200,000 off Dutch coast. 1900. The first modern submarine is commissioned by the U.S. Navy as the USS Holland, named for its designer John Philip Holland. 1982. English ship Mary Rose, which sank during an engagement with France in 1545, raised at Portsmouth, England. 1987. First military use of trained dolphins, U.S. Navy in Persian Gulf. And finally, in 2000, American destroyer USS Cole is badly damaged in Aden, Yemen, by 2 suicide bombers, killing 17 crew members and wounding at least 39. And that was this week in nautical history.
Great job, Davey. Great job. So we've had the second hurricane, Hurricane Milton. Last week we kind of did an outreach to those that were in Helene and having problems, and now Milton. So anybody that's within a shot of our ear or our voice, we hope that you're fared well through everything, and let's hope that our hurricane season comes to a very big end now. But we still had things going on. Davey, do you have the video for Spectacular?
I do.
Mr. Longwood, have you heard? The St. Augustine Swashbucklers are bringing back Spooktacular for Halloween this year.
I got that sounds great.
Aye. It'll be on the grounds of the Colonial Quarter. And they have many family-friendly haunts, like the ship with 37 crew,
That's a good one.
a cemetery, a mermaid lyre,
Oh, that's a very good one.
and, well, we won't give you any more details. The imagination is up to you. Come out and see us.
Good job, Davey. Everybody paying attention, because Spectacular is just around the corner, October 25, 26, and 27. We will be working our hindquarters off, making sure it's all set and ready for opening night on Friday the 25th. So be watching. Let's see. The Panama City event just finished, and I understand it was a great event. October 11, 12, and 13. We unfortunately could not be there. And I hear that they did well. They had great weather over there. And I talked to my brother earlier, about an hour ago, and he said they had more people, 3 times, his words were 3 times as many people this year as they had last year. So that event was really taking hold. So it's a good event. Hopefully, Mother Nature will cooperate for us for next year, and we'll go out next year. Davey, did you get some pictures? There you go. That looks like Robert and Emily Farrell. They were there. Is that their booth they have?
Yep.
Yep, very nice. She is Octopod Trading. What is that? That's a parade float. They do a parade, several parades. There's another parade float right there. I think they do 2 parades over the weekend. That's Octopod, their new pirate flag. Very cool. Like it. Let's see. It looks like, well, that is my brother in the red shirt and his wife Michelle in the blue. I'm having problems focusing on the center, so I can't tell you who it is. And if I were to say the wrong name, that would be even worse than not knowing. So there. Look at that. That's Octopod Trading. There is I can't tell who the one in the middle is. I know the one in the blue shirt is Deborah from parlay 8, I believe. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. The long beard is my brother in the middle. The one in the red shirt is Kid Carson, Anthony Farrell, and Robert Farrell. All right. Know who all those were. Very good.
And that's your brother fighting.
Yes. They had a fire fight. Very good. He told me about it. I'm sorry I missed that. And that's it for the pictures there. We also, today, the St. Augustine Swashbucklers sponsored a charity event for Wildflower Health Clinic. Very important health clinic here in the St. Johns County area. Family-friendly event was at Fiesta Falls Golf, mini golf. And Captain Mayhem, myself, Miss Kara, and the Adams family, Rob and Melanie and their children were all out there. We had a mermaid, and we wandered about. Davey, I understand you may have gotten enough pictures to create a video.
I did.
Well, let's see what we did for them. Good job, Davey. Very good. Some great pictures there. I do have to say that Rob and Melanie, his wife, and their children, they did a wonderful job representing the St. Augustine Swashbucklers at this event. We truly appreciate having good crew members like that. Upon that note, since we do not have a guest this week, Davey, why don't we just jump right into this week in history?
Oh, let's see there.
Something else?
No, there's some comments.
Okay, let's see. Not sure if you have AT&T fiber in your area, but if you do, I highly recommend. I've had it for 2 years, and I'm very happy after having Xfinity for 21 years. They didn't care till I switched. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling of that too. Cheesecake, Nightingale in Florida, very good. Homemade carrot cake from the family cookbook. I do like carrot cake. I do like that. Strawberry shortcake with homemade vanilla ice cream. Yeah, my goodness. It's a good thing I don't have any of that. Panama City has the best pirate parade. Very good. So we got some great comments. Now I'm hungry for dessert. Mandy, do you have a favorite dessert?
I don't know. I like tiramisus and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's my wife's favorite, tiramisu. She likes that. If I ever have to buy her something at the grocery store, that's a good one to go with. Tiramisu, I like that. Very good. If there are no other comments right now, Davey, why don't we put on This Week in History? And while you're doing that, if you hear my dog in the background, he is asking for something like going out, and I'll run and take care of him while you put This Week in History on board.
Welcome to This Week in History, sponsored by our good friends at Dick's Wings Bar and Grill. Wings, salads, wraps, quesadillas, and more. No matter what your taste buds crave, they've got you covered. We begin This Week in History in the year 1871. U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant suspends habeas corpus in parts of South Carolina during prosecutions against Ku Klux Klan. 1881, first American fishing magazine, American Angler, published. 1918, in order to secure a World War I armistice, Germany agrees to further concessions. 1926, A. Milne's book, Winnie the Pooh, released. 1943, Burma Railway completed, built by Allied POWs and Asian laborers for use of the Japanese Army. 1962, Peter, Paul and Mary's debut folk album, Peter, Paul and Mary, reaches number 1 on U.S. album charts. 1967, Walt Disney's animated musical adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book film is released. Cast features voices of Phil Harris, Louis Prima, Sterling Holloway, and Sebastian Cabot. 1971, U.S. Senator Edward Kennedy calls for withdrawal of British troops from Northern Ireland in an all-party negotiations to establish a united Ireland. 1972, Chuck Berry's My Ding-a-Ling is number 1. And finally, in 1987, Black Monday, stock markets around the world crash, including the Dow Jones Stock Index, which falls 508.32 points, 22%, 4.5 times the previous daily record. And that was This Week in History.
Well, there you go. Very good, Davey. From the captain's desk is normally next, and I just want to say something without written words, that when we have to make decisions about things to attend or not attend, based here in Florida, we always have to deal with the weather. And sometimes we make those decisions based on what we know, on what we fear could or may happen. Sometimes those decisions don't always work out to be the best. And sometimes, and I've done it, this weekend is a good example. We were I had 10 crew members that we were supposed to go to Panama City, and with all the with people, it was a doubtful time that we would actually have a successful weekend. The hurricane comes through and nothing but nice weather. Someone has put a spell on the captain. Yeah, I keep disappearing. So when we make decisions on events or on shows or on appearances or on anything having to do with our life, it's best that we make the decision, live with it, and move on. And we'll leave it at that for now. Guests on deck. Because we're so discombobulated here, because the captain is just so frustrated without any kind of internet interaction whatsoever, and being so frustrated that I'm having to do so many things with the cell phone. And if you haven't figured it out, one of the reasons I hate the cell phone is because the keyboard is very tiny to these big giant hands. And it invariably, 90% of all the words I type out wrong because my fingers are too fat to do it. And now my wife always keeps telling me to use the voice and talk to my cell phone. I don't know that I can do that. Nightingale thinks my favorite dessert is rum cake. It depends on how it's made. That I can tell you. So I'm not sure who the guests on deck are right now coming up. I know we have some good ones in November and December. I do know that next week our show will be totally recorded in advance because we need that extra day to do set up for Spectacular. And Mandy will be here too sometime that week. So we'll have some fun there. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just move on to Joke of the Week. And as I said, this will be a short show, but we did not want to leave any of our crew hanging. So, Davey, give us the Joke of the Week.
Okay, it's time for the answer to the Joke of the Week. Why do pirates always win Halloween dance contests? The answer is they know how to shake their booties.
He's laughing at that one. I knew she would.
Oh my God. Couldn't have been anything more practical, but okay, I get it. So, Davey, you got anything you want to tell our crew out there in Captain's Quarters land? Because we're getting off with one of the shortest shows we've ever done.
No, actually. I'm glad that everybody pretty much in our crew fared okay coming through Hurricane Milton. I feel bad for our quartermaster Leon, that tree that fell on his house. Luckily, it didn't do damage, but he still has to get that removed.
You had to deal with it. I went over and looked at that tree, and you had a tree issue the week before from the last hurricane.
Yes, and we had to get that thing removed.
So sometimes, even if the storms don't seem to be as bad in some areas, they still leave damage. We spent all day Sunday. I know you spent all day Saturday cleaning up your yard for all the debris. We spent all day Sunday here. I have a mound of debris that actually I have 3 mounds that if I put them all together would be about 5 feet high and about 8 feet around. But on a good note, it gives me plenty for my fire circle. So we'll be doing that sometime this week also. So everybody has to deal with these natural disasters. Mother Nature is not always kind. And as much as we'd like to think with all the technology we can plan for it, our friends in Cedar Key, they've lost almost everything. All the way up into the Carolinas. There's a lot of bad stuff. So I know I shouldn't complain about the lack of internet, but at the same token, because there's not a whole lot of damage down here in this area, the lack of internet, we lost electrical power for 12 hours. Understandable. Had no problem with it. 12 hours. But I've lost internet for 5 days. And I think the only reason it bothers me, and this is let's just say this is a business thing. They keep coming on and saying every time you call them, their recording says, we understand there was severe weather in your area. Our technicians are working on it and we'll have it back as soon as possible. We will contact you when it's up. As a byline, they also say, and there are no agents for you to talk to because they will not be able to give you any information. They have 100% automated everything for this disaster. And I find that to be very, very, very poor business relations. Because my house is in a certain situation that we're not attached to any other neighborhood in the area. So I don't know if we're down because of it or if we're down because of something else, because I can't get anybody to talk to me about it. And I find that to be poor business relations completely. Telling us we'll have it back up as soon as possible. And then when they say they will give you updates, we've gotten 3 updates in 5 days. All the updates are the exact same words, no changes. So Xfinity, you get a failure grade with me right now because, and if you could have somebody talk to me instead of diverting me to an electronic AI, I might not be as angry and frustrated. But for you to do it this way shows that you really just don't give a damn. Jim says they are also going to charge you for the whole month as well. They will. They already have a clause that was started out there that says that they do not have to pay anybody credit for weather-related issues. And I have direct payment. And guess what? They didn't waste any time taking that direct. Their systems work just fine on Saturday afternoon to take my money, but it doesn't work the other way around. So and I guess this is my rant, this is my rave. Companies that, and it's, I know people are going to send me messages and say it's corporate. That's the way they are now. Yeah, I'm sure of that. A lot of companies are like that. But if that's the way they're going to do business, in the long run, when they need some people to be a part of what they're doing, it isn't going to happen. But like I said earlier, I understand the weather, the severe situations, but to not have any contact with a human voice tells me you just don't care. And I haven't seen any Xfinity trucks in the area. I have a friend that had a conversation with an AT&T tech, and they're taking care of theirs all over the place. So Xfinity, you get a failing grade, and I am considering switching. The only thing I hate about switching is then I got to switch all my codes and passwords and everything else. And that's a big pain in the booty also. I'll be shaking my booty a lot for that. But I've had my time. I've had my say. I'm a bit more relaxed. I will be going to bed early tonight because I can't watch TV either. Can't do anything without internet. That is the state of our lives today, ladies and gentlemen. When electronics and the internet go out, we are in trouble. I am already, as I talked with Davey last night when we tested my phone, I am working on alternative ways to make sure that I am always prepared for these little things electronically now. Having been in the military, I'm always prepared for certain kinds of disaster. When we didn't have electricity, I was able to get up in the morning and make coffee without electricity. I was able to cook breakfast for my wife and my family that are here. We were able to cook lunch, and we were prepared to cook dinner, but the electricity came back on. I can survive, but technology makes the lack of technology and the frustration of technology makes it maddening. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. Anyway, Davey, after my rant, I guess it'd be proper to do a thank you video now, right?
Yep.
Aye.
The Captain's Quarters podcast is indeed a ship sailing the seas of the world always in search of history, knowledge, and adventure. It takes a crew to run a ship, so we take this opportunity to thank those who help keep this ship afloat.
The cast and crew: Captain William Mayhem, Navigator Davey Longwood, Gunner Hellfire Henley, Cartographer Mandy Joe, the Powder Monkey, and Juan Cam.
Helping others gives a crew purpose. Our treasured charities that we support: Inc., investing in kids; the Humane Society of St. Johns County; Alia's Acres, a no-kill animal rescue zone; and the Cadets of the St. Johns County Fire Department. The 4 major charities that we support, but there's always room for more.
You too can be part of the crew and support the show in many ways. Go to Patreon. A small monthly contribution as Powder Monkey or First Mate memberships, or a single contribution. PayPal or Venmo. Go to YouTube. Hit the like and follow buttons to join our ranks and support the show. It does take a crew. Thank you.
Very good, Davey. Very good. And there is our ways you can catch us, watch us, or listen to us. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, iHeart, Music, Amazon Music, Twitter, Castbox, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. And you can watch us on Spotify also. And our numbers are... Good job, Davey, and our numbers are even higher, 1604. We're going to have to start thinking of dates in history for our numbers as they go up. It'll give us something fun to do. And, of course, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that might have been offended by my rant about internet, my apologies. But sometimes you just have to have a venue to say something. We will be a recorded show next week so we can prepare for Spectacular. So our first real show back will be October 28th. I'm looking at the calendar on the screen in front of me. October 28th will be our next real live show. We hope you'll follow us and come out and see Spectacular if you're in the area. We'll be creating an event page on Facebook to put everybody in on it. And I'm going to have to go probably to Davey's house and use his computer to create an event page because I can't do it from here. On that note, though, we've had a good time. I appreciate everybody watching our show tonight. My apologies for the shortness. My apologies for the challenges we've had to put up with. And I hope that you'll continue to watch us. It has been a good show, though. No matter where you're at in the world, there you are. There's some words of wisdom right there. It's been a good day. We look forward to seeing you all then, whenever it happens to be. Mandy, we won't see you until you get here next week. So you be safe traveling.
Will do.
And when do we leave to go back out of town? The 28th or the 29th?
I will be in St. Augustine for the 26th and 27th. I have to be in training the Monday through Halloween.
Okay. So Kara gets on an airplane in Daytona on the 29th and goes to Tucson to visit her sisters for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. So we'll see how it goes. It's been good having everybody here. Those of you that have suffered some of the worst of the hurricanes, we hope you'll fare through. and let Captain's Quarters Podcast know how or what we can maybe possibly do. Until next time, we're hitting that 45-minute mark. This might be one of our shortest shows. Go ahead, Davey.
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always, we can't do it without you, but it's more fun with you. We thank you for being here. Cheers to you. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Time of history's embraced, Captain's Quarters.